Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at the top 5 most underrated guns inside of Call of Duty Mobile. Now keep in mind for this video, these guns will not be ranked in terms of how good they are, but instead we're going to be ranking them in terms of how marginal the proportion between the effectiveness of the gun and the usage of this gun is. I just want to give a quick shout out to my boy Railroad, who let me use his legendary skins for the thumbnail. As you can see, it looks pretty flashy, it looks pretty good. But yeah, just before we get into the video, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. On our way to 40k, we'll get there soon, guys. And also make sure you go ahead and join my Discord server. I'll be linking that in the pinned comment down below. But yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and hop right into it. Alright, so coming in at the number 5 spot, we have the RUS 79U. Now, this gun was actually one of the best weapons inside of the game in the earlier seasons of Call of Duty Mobile. So around, I think, Season 1 and 2, and I'm talking about like the OG seasons. But yeah, this gun was super good back then, and it hasn't really gotten too many buffs or too many nerfs, so it has remained a pretty solid gun for a while now. And at this point, I think it is extremely underrated. The effectiveness of this gun is just absolutely crazy. It is one of the SMGs that are able to just laser people at medium ranges, close ranges, and sometimes even longer ranges. Before the SMGs were meta, for example, like the QQ9 and the Bison, before those things were meta, the RUS was one of those guns that was doing the same thing as them. Although not with the same time to kill, obviously, but it was able to actually combat ARs and that type of stuff. So that's why we're going to be putting the RUS at the number 5 spot. Even though I don't consider any of the guns on this list meta, I think this definitely deserves more usage. Alright, so coming in at the number 4 spot, we have the Peacekeeper. Now, the Peacekeeper is actually one of those guns that has a pretty decent time to kill, and this was actually reinforced by Path.exe, who tests a lot of the stats inside of this game. But yeah, especially the build that I have on screen right now, it is a pretty insane build. And you can get a lot of work done, close range, medium range, anything you want. Maybe not longer ranges. I think the bullet spread accuracy isn't too good on this gun, so I probably would not recommend taking longer range fights. However, I do think this gun is definitely underrated. I mean, obviously, it's at the number 4 spot, and currently in this gameplay, I was actually playing against pro players, so the fact that it's able to stand up to pros who are using guns like PP19 Bisons and QQ9s and that type of stuff is really a good indicator of, you know, how effective this gun is. Alright, so coming in at the number 3 spot, we have the BK57. I'm pretty sure the BK actually got a recent buff in terms of accuracy, and I think you can definitely feel it. Now, the build that I'm using currently, it was actually from my fan Loadouts video, and this build is so insane that I've basically mained this build for the BK57. So shout out to, I think it was Veta or something. If you're out there, thank you so much for this build, because it's honestly, it's such a broken build. Anyways, BK57 super nice. I wouldn't say that it is the best in terms of time to kill, but now that it has improved accuracy, it literally is a laser. And especially with this loadout, it just makes this thing an absolute laser. And I think that not enough people are using this gun. It is able to, you know, just completely demolish meta guns at longer ranges, which is something really important now if you want to take this more passive gunfights away from the close range SMGs. This will definitely win you those gunfights, and I think it's just a great gun overall. But I don't think it has any specific elements to it that make it, you know, special. Anyways, that's going to be the BK57 at the number 3 spot. Coming in at the number 2 spot, we have the ManofWar. Now, I would say that the ManofWar is the best gun out of all the guns on this list, including the number 1 spot. However, it is not as underrated as some of those guns, so that's why I have it at the number 2 spot. But yeah, who would have thought, man? Who would have thought a few seasons ago, if someone told you that the ManofWar would be on a top 5 most underrated guns video, would you believe them? would you really believe them? I mean, just a couple seasons ago, this gun was the most broken thing inside of Call of Duty Mobile. Everyone wanted to nerf it. It was getting so much hate, and everyone was using it basically, because the only way it could counter a ManofWar was to use a ManofWar. But yeah, nowadays you don't really see many people using this gun. And although I did not like the 3-shot, AR meta that much, it's kind of sad to see how little recognition and how little usage this gun is getting in proportion to, how good it actually is. And that's why it's on the top 5 most underrated guns list and at the number 2 spot. Alright, so coming in at the number 1 spot, we have the CR56 AMAX. Okay, in ranked, I honestly see almost nobody using this gun in terms of regular ranked players. I do know that it is a commonly used gun amongst pros, but whenever I see regular ranked players, this is almost never ever used. And the thing is, the pros in this situation are able to spot what's good about this gun that some normal ranked players cannot. So let me just tell you guys, this gun has an insane recoil control. It is an absolute laser, and especially with this loadout. I'll be linking all the loadouts, I think, in the pin comment down below, so make sure to go ahead and check that out. But anyways, dude, this thing's insane. I don't even know what to tell you guys. Even though the time to kill is not the best, it's got great magazine size. It's an absolute laser at basically every single range, and I definitely think it deserves to be on the number 1 most underrated spot inside of this game. It's basically turned into the KN-44 and the AK-117 of this season. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comment section below if you have if you disagree with anything on this list. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and end the video. Cheers.